When I was 23, I left a 3-year relationship and moved into my car. I'd gotten the idea to move into my station wagon with my girlfriend and our 2 cats, but she wasn't interested. So when it was clear the relationship was ending, I was like, sweet, now I can just live in my car by myself. I had a job, I camped out, drove around. I was really happy to be single. We had been very much in love, but the end of our relationship had been drawn out, loveless, and looming. Basically, I was in need of some serious action. But aside from one encounter in my tiny mobile home, I didn't get anywhere near a woman. I was too afraid of being struck by Cupid's arrow and having it become too serious too fast. This is a well-documented danger of ladies in love, and I plan to avoid it. So I got this genius idea to find a guy to have a casual, physical-only relationship with. I won't get attached because I'm a dyke, and he won't get attached because he's a guy. This, I thought, is foolproof. And it would have to be, for anyone but me could have seen that this was one whack plan. But I kept my plan in the hetero closet where it belonged. I managed to find a guy who couldn't have been more not like a woman. He's a big Sicilian dude, scruffy and a bit coarse, worked at a gun store, covered in tattoos. I told him there would be no hand-holding or cuddling. I was keeping my distance. So after about 2 months of seeing each other secretly every day and not going out to eat in public lest someone get the wrong idea and think I was straight, I found myself looking at this man and saying, I have to end this. I can't return the feelings you have for me because I'm gay. Okay, fine, he said, but do me a favor. Just make sure you're doing this because you really want to, and not because it's what you think you're supposed to do. 3 days passed before I saw him again, and in another month we were living together. Now that it was all out in the open, I just got weirder. This was no longer some bizarre sexual experiment. I was in love, and everyone knew. I got a bit of unwelcome feedback from some family and friends, but it was nothing compared to what was going on in my head. See, I hadn't dated men since they were boys, and in most of my regular relationships, I assumed a slightly more masculine role, just like a tad. My hair was much shorter. I didn't know my place. Every decision I made was a battle. It was like I had Betty Friedan, Gloria Steinem, and Camille Paglia in my head monitoring my every move, holding up scorecards to see just how well I was keeping it real. Camille always scores really low, and I could hear my grandmother telling me that men want a lady in the kitchen and a whore in the bedroom. We moved into an apartment that needed to be painted and repaired, jobs I insisted on doing all by myself. There's absolutely no room for input, not from the color of the paint to the best way to apply it. You helped your father build a house? Whatever, I am woman. You used to paint professionally? Hear me roar. You just want to have a voice in an equal relationship? Listen, mister, you don't own me. We had been building what was shaping up to be one of the healthiest relationships I'd ever been in. That is until I got all superwoman, evil style on him. One day, when I was painting the bedroom with too much paint on my brush and yelling, "Leave it, I'll fix the sink when I'm done!" My relatively mild-mannered, muscled, tattooed Sicilian boyfriend walked in and said, "We need to talk." He brought me to the couch and told me to sit. My partner, against all odds, looked at me in the eyes and said, "I knew who you were when I met you. No one is trying to take your masculinity away." That is some serious security, my friends. I felt ashamed and embarrassed. I've been behaving pretty badly like a chauvinist pig. But those feelings were completely eclipsed by the realization that I'd found someone insightful and real, someone who saw and loved all the parts of me. And it didn't matter to me what sort of body this person came in, I was keeping the whole package. Then, a year and 2 days from the start of my casual car adventure, we realized we'd made a baby, which was another thing I wasn't used to happening. I found myself surprised by love again, this time by someone I hadn't even met yet. In a matter of months, I'd gone from being a carefree, single, car-living lesbian to a married-to-a-man, stay-at-home mom in the suburbs. The shock of this change lasted well into the first years still now of my daughter's life. But I learned something really important about myself and about love and all of that. Clearly, I don't do casual very well. Thank you.